Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 6. So last off, we're still in the middle of these training matches with Class B. And we are in the middle of the second match, which involves Team Yaoyorozu versus Team Kendo. And we got to see a bit of Tokiyami and the new usages of his quirk, as well as kind of his opposite, or not opposite, but his comparative rival in Class B. Whose name I cannot remember right now, but he had the quirk where he can control and like melt into shadows. He can put himself into shadows, move around in them at will, and control anything that can normally be moved. So it's a really interesting quirk. And we also get to see again how Tokiyama uses his own quirk in some new ways, including to fly. But again, as I said last time, I am definitely more here for Kendo and Yaoyorozu's actual fight. To see them both use their intellect and ability to plan and figure out strategies to win this match. Because I firmly believe that they're going to be the keys to this one. In the same way that in the first match, the keys were definitely Shinso on one side and Ibra on the other. And even though she didn't do much in the match, she was definitely their kind of secret weapon, what they were going for. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where they go with this fight. And hopefully we continue to see the rest of them. I would be okay with that. Again, like I said last time as well, even if they're kind of just skimmed through, I would like to see the rest of these matches. So, that being said, we're just going to get right into this because I don't really have anything more to touch on. So when the screen fades black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. I was worried there for a minute. I was worried that Class A was going to win, because it looked like everything was turning back in their favor. And I'm not saying I don't want Class A to ever win or anything, but they won the first match. I want to see Class B win too. I feel like if they went the route with like, oh, Class A wins every match because they have the more battle-ready experience from real life and stuff, I feel like it would make Class B feel pointless. Like it would give them less of an actual impact than they need. And for this arc, it seems like they're trying to, like Horikoshi is trying to make Class B out to be, notable characters. He's trying to really build on them and make them out to be just as valid and just as strong and just as useful as Class A. Like the series, obviously, we focus on Class A because they're our main characters, but at the same time, I like that he's giving this focus to Class B too, showing that, yeah, they're trained to be heroes too, and they're going to be good as well. They're going to have the knowledge and the skill and everything, the growth with their quirks just as much. They don't have like that real world experience and whatnot. They don't have all of that big, heavy, like events really pushing them to grow or anything. But that doesn't mean that they want to like let themselves fall behind. And so I really wanted to see Class B win at least a couple of these matches. And so I'm glad we saw here in the second match, Class B did win. And I'm glad, especially with it being this match, too. I also want Class B to win the match with Shinso, to be fair. But I'm glad Class B won this one because it gives a lot of great focus to Kendo, who is already a pretty notable fan favorite character. Like, the fans do really like her from everything I've seen. She gets some good fan art too. Like, I've seen some really good fan art for her. I think I've seen a piece of fan art of her with Miss Marvel too, so it's really cool that way. But it's like I really wanted to see this match like come down to who was the better strategist between her and Yaoyorozu, and really come down to how that worked out, and it basically did. It basically came down to that, but it also came down to the others as well. Like, Kendo was able to defeat Momo in a battle of wits, but Yaoyorozu's forethought and everything also did put them in a bind. And the problem really came down to Tokuyami in the end using what he was given to him by Momo with the grab bag. And so the mushroom girl, I can't think of her name at the moment. I remember manga Fukadoshi or Fukadashi, something like that, but I don't remember the mushroom girl's name at all. But she ended up having to use a special mushroom to I don't know if it was like a spore that got into his throat, or if she actually grew the mushroom in his throat, which is really horrifying if you think about it. But either way, she was able to defeat him with that while um, while freeing Koroiro and everything. And it's just, yeah, they were able to turn things around again. And I like that. I like that all of the different members of Team B here of this group got to shine, and that all of them were instrumental in the victory. Koroiro honestly was the least uh, important in this match. Honestly, he definitely did give Tokiyami a run for his money, but only for a little bit. And then after that, he kind of became almost pointless. After a certain point, he really didn't have much of a role to play, and it was mostly centered around Kendo, and the Mushroom Girl, and Manga. Manga obviously doing a lot with his onomatopoeia power, which is a fantastic concept. I was wondering what they were going to do with his ability, with the fact that his head is like a living manga page. Having it be the onomatopoeias and everything is a fantastic idea, a fantastic concept. And having him and the Mushroom Girl be able to take charge, the mushrooms first off distracting the heroes and making them freak out a little over just the creepiness and weirdness of it. But even after they get over that, really, like, she even has secret weapons with that. So it's good to see that her power, even though at first glance it may seem like it doesn't have a lot of practical usage, it's good to see that she actually can use it in a very practical way. Because that was something I was definitely worried about when it revealed her power. But I like how even in the end, after Momo brought out like the big guns and everything, like Kendo was still able to defeat her. But then she had to lug around Momo and the cannon and all. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of funny. Um, but it's like, again, I like the fact that Class B won here because it shows that one, Class B are useful and are great heroes in training who are really putting forth just as much effort as Class A, and two, it doesn't make them feel pointless to the overall narrative of the series by just having Class A win everything. And Horikoshi's never really done that. Horikoshi never really makes it so that Class A and our heroes always win. No. Like, yeah, they win in the biggest battles when it really comes down to it and all, but there are plenty of times where they've lost. There are plenty of times where they've invested. I mean, heck, um the entire part where the oh, what are they called? I can't remember like the actual name of what of the group they were called. Uh, Himiko and Muscular and all of them, Mustard, when they invaded during the training in the woods and everything, and they actually they have a name. There's a specific name for them, and I can't think of it. But when they invaded, that was in season two, I want to say. Um, and they captured Bakugo and everything. It's like they won. The bad guys won, even though a lot of the bad guys were defeated and um, were taken to prison and everything. Overall, the bad guys succeeded in their mission there, and they won the overall battle. And so it's like I like seeing that. I like seeing when these heroes don't always win, don't always succeed. That sometimes they have issues go on. Let's be honest, they were losing during the invasion in the end of season one, too. They only won in the end when All Might arrived, honestly. If All Might hadn't arrived, they would have lost and probably died. They were not ready to face the League of Villains at that time. It's like we keep getting those moments where it's like the heroes are flawed. They're kids. Let's be honest. They're cool and they're awesome and everything, but they're kids. They're teenagers who are still in training. Like, yeah, they're going to succeed at some points, they're going to win at some points, but there's other points where they're not. That's part of it. And I like that Horikoshi's not afraid to show that. A lot of shows, a lot of anime, cartoons, video games, anything really, like to make it so that the heroes basically never lose. They want to show the heroes off as kind of like the pinnacle in order to be seen as almost kind of like um a power fantasy in a way. So having them lose would kind of defeat that purpose. So a lot of these shows, oftentimes the heroes will seem just way too powerful, way too um, unbeatable, basically, and it makes it so that the villains often feel weak and pointless, and like there's no real threat to them. Even shows like Dragon Ball Z managed to get this right. Goku does not always win. In fact, Goku's died a couple times facing down enemies that he couldn't defeat. Goku could not defeat Cell, for example. And honestly, he couldn't actually defeat Raditz even at the very beginning of the series. He had to like hold Raditz down while Piccolo like blasted them through with a special beam cannon. Dragon Ball Z, like for all of Dragon Ball Z's issues, they actually handled that right. Toriyama did do that right. um, but there's so many things out there where the heroes always win, and it's disappointing, and it doesn't work as well in my opinion. So it's great to see these cases more and more over the years. They continue to be more prevalent as the years continue on, where the heroes do lose on occasion. Sometimes in big ways, and sometimes during training matches like these. Either way, it's refreshing to see. And again, it allows these other characters to shine as well, allowing characters such as Class B here to really stand out and be able to matter. And it's like, this is honestly going to help. This is going to help with a lot of these characters and make the fans connect with them better, and make them like them more, and see more in them. And I think that's a fantastic thing to do. Because you have all these characters in Class B as well. And yeah, you want to see them be awesome. You want to like their characters too, but without seeing them as often as Class A, you have to really, when they do appear, you have to really make them have that impact. And this is a great way to do it. So yeah, um, I'm definitely enjoying this so far. I think we got 3 more matches to go, if I'm right. I might be wrong, but either way, we have the other Shinso match. We have one match that has Ida in Class A. I do know that. Because, I mean, obviously everyone's participating. I think there's 5 matches total. I might be wrong. But either way, I'm definitely interested to see where we go next. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of My Hero Academia Season 5, and thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.